Taraji P. Henson better be glad that she don't have a restaurant to review.
Welcome on another episode, you guys. I hope you all are doing great. And if you're joining for the very first time, thank you so much for tuning in. Several moments from the BET award has been going viral, but there's this particular one that has got a lot of people talking, and it was the moment between Taraji P. Henson and Kit Lee. A lot of people are saying that Kit Lee is embarrassed, and that was the reason why he reacted that way. While Taraji P. Henson was trying to give Kit Lee his flower, she was literally talking to someone else. And a lot of people think if you are going to be talking about this person during this award, I'm sure you should have done your, little research to know who this person is and what they even look like. She was looking at Jordan while talking about Kit Lee. Both are two popular TikTokers, but when she was trying to talk about Kit Lee, she was literally looking at someone else. His wife called Taraji P. Henson's attention to it, and she was seen flirting in front of Kit Lee's wife. He tossed out the flowers that was given to him in the video that he posted with a caption that his name will be remembered in every room. Some people are reacting to it. Some are even dragging him that he's reacting too much to what happened. I have put together all of these clips and what the people are saying about it. So without wasting much time, let's just get right into it.
Married, are you? Are you? Hi, how are you? Mr. Keith Lee, I know what you're thinking right now. This is about a 10.9 out of a 10. I got caught up in my own inner monologue. I'm so sorry. You're thinking this is a 10.9 out of 10. My bad. You fine too, so call me. Give him his flower. Let's give a flower here. Yes. Call me. Oh, and we're done.
I know Keith Lee is catching a lot of heat right now because he dropped the rose and people feel like, oh, you're just a TikToker. It's Taraji P. Henson. Of course, she didn't know who you are. But if you're hosting the show, then you should absolutely know who you're speaking to and who you're speaking about. On top of that, it's like she stopped in front of him and it did look like she was going to start speaking to him. And then she started talking to the other guy instead. So he was probably confused and the wife had to be the one to redirect her. And then she was like, oh, he's fine too. Call me. Like, girl, his wife is the one that literally told you that you were speaking to the wrong person. I don't know. I feel like it was just a mess. I am glad that she apologized, but I think Keith Lee is catching too much heat behind this when I think most people would honestly be a little put off by it. You embarrassed me, really, if you ask.
Keith Lee at the BET Awards. A lot of y'all high-key, you just want to have a problem with him. I done came to the conclusion of that. Like, y'all will nitpick anything associated with that man to have a problem with him. He is one of the most unproblematic people that we have made famous. He is one of the only ones that I can honestly say we really did a good job with making the right one famous. His reaction at the BET Awards, I didn't watch that award show, and I never will. The same way Beyonce won't step foot there, I won't cut it on my TV. Ain't nothing about it giving Black excellence. But back to Keith Lee. The fact that you would have a joke written in your script as a host, and you don't even know the person that you're talking about, that's just bad on your part. That's just bad work on your part. For you to have a joke, you don't even know what the person looks like that the joke is about, and you go to the wrong person. It was absolutely disrespectful. It was disrespectful, and it was awkward, and it weird, and it made things weird for him. All right? And he got every right to feel how he feel about it. But y'all just be looking for something to have a problem with this man about. That's the reason why I always say it don't matter how sweet you are, kind, nice delivery. Y'all always just gonna have a problem with something.
Y'all are going to hate me for what I'm about to say. Keith Lee posting that video of him tossing that one singular rose on the floor with that sappy ass caption. Girl, it is not that serious. Because hear me out, for somebody whose entire brand is about not wanting to be treated like a celebrity and being a normal person, how could you be upset that Taraji P. Henson, that's a fucking auntie. I don't feel like she's chronically online like the rest of us, so I really truly feel like it was an honest mistake. So the reaction to me felt just a little much. Because for one, you're sitting front row at the BET Awards. Your name is in the script of the show. So I don't feel like it was a slight to you. I feel like they wanted to give you your props. She just didn't know who the fuck you was. And that's also not to say that BET is not wrong, because obviously there should have been some goddamn type of rehearsal. She should have been versed on who she was talking about. They should have had some type of picture for her to see. But this is BET. Budget entertainment. You gotta take what you can get. And I don't want to like discount his feelings, because maybe his feelings were like genuinely hurt. But the video was just, it gave telenovela.
Now Keith Lee done threw a rose that Yvette gave him, huh? Wake it up. Keith Lee threw a rose that Yvette gave him. Listen, I ain't want to gossip, but when Jody acting up, shit, Yvette could have damn sure gave me one. Hello. Now, I understand she ain't know your name, she ain't know who you was, but I could already tell what happened on that screen, man. The teleprompter went out, they was trying to buy time. And honestly, we judging her because we think she an actor or she the host, that she's supposed to understand everything. Man, Taraji a damn 50-year-old woman, Keith Lee. God damn, they can't get everything right. I came out my own mama kangaroo pouch, and she still called me my brother and cousin's names. Come on now. Side note, I just looked up Taraji age. That woman 53 damn years old. Keith Lee, she ain't nothing but hot and angry all the goddamn time. You know what's going on. Shit. She messed up. She knows she fucked up. Players fuck up, man. Come on now, Keith Lee. Come on now, give her a pass now. She wasn't like when Charlamagne was trying to play you and called you a food critic now. Was that messy? That was messy. My bad, Charlamagne. You caught it straight. My bad. She just was going with the flow. Somebody was trying to tell her something in the ear, and she was trying to play off right off the moment. Come on now. You know it better than that, Keith Lee. But I respect what you said, though. You right. Your name gonna be known in every room, and I feel like you cut out your own lane. So don't take this as no disrespect, because I heard you fight UFC. And shit, I ain't with none of that. Ain't no nigga about to be putting me in no fucking chicken wing, motherfucker. Shit, fuck that, okay? Keith Lee, go on give her a chance, man. I think Taraji a good one, man. I'm just a messenger.
And just let me say this. Keith Lee was right for standing on business when it came to his name, because all you have is your name, okay? And when you're in a room that you are invited to, you better know my name, and you better know who I am. That don't make no sense to me. People talking about something, he need to stick to food reviews. His food reviews got him in that room. Now, what I don't agree with is him taking that rose and posting him dropping it on the ground with whatever caption. Now, the caption I agree with. I teach my kids, my oldest daughter especially, her name is Rakia. If somebody says your name wrong, you correct them. You want them to know how to properly say your name, okay? Because that's you, that's who you are, and you want them to say your name correctly. Like, why would you want somebody to go around saying your name correctly or calling the wrong person you? That don't make sense. Anyway, I do not agree with his response to Taraji, even though Taraji, made a mistake calling Jordan his name and all that good stuff, or whatever. She did apologize, even though it was like, oops, I'm sorry type situation. I think it should have been a little more in depth. And maybe he wouldn't have posted that video after the fact, but I think he posted it while he was still at the BET Awards. I'm not sure. It looked like he did. But yeah, I think people are making this situation way bigger than what it needs to be. But I do agree with the stand on business when it comes to your name.
Keith Lee is not mad, he's embarrassed. And rightfully so. If you were in a room full of all those important people and what happened to him happened to you, would you not be embarrassed? And I feel like this is like the second time that I've seen people disrespect Keith Lee. Like when he went on the Breakfast Club, they were quite disrespectful towards him. And so now he goes in the BET Awards and they don't even know who he is. And they invited him. And then to add insult to injury, the apology that Taraji kind of gave in the moment was kind of like, oh, my bad. Anyways. And I saw a girl on here talking about like how Keith Lee needs to realize that not everyone's going to know who he is and he can't be upset about that. But I feel like just because people don't know who you are, it doesn't give them the right to disrespect you. You cannot know who someone is and still be respectful. That is why he's upset, I think.
Taraji P. Henson better be glad that she don't have a restaurant to review. So the BET Awards was last night, and I'm going to be real with you, I didn't watch it. But of course, it went viral that Taraji P. Henson, I guess, was doing a segment on people that need their flowers and things like that, which is cool. It's dope that BET was giving content creators their flowers as well. But she got to talking about Keith Lee. Wasn't looking at Keith Lee. She was looking at Jordan. Okay. And Jordan is a great creator as well, but he's not Keith Lee. Which is crazy to even say, because Keith Lee has been on mainstream for at least a year at this point, if not longer, right? He's been in the limelight for a very long time, correct? But BET, y'all didn't practice that. Y'all didn't make sure that you knew exactly who was who. And I'm like, Taraji, how you don't know who Keith Lee is? Like, he at least sat down with Cardi B. I don't understand that. My biggest problem with BET is that it always looks unorganized. There's always something that is unorganized to me. So, man, that was funny as hell, man. And you could tell Keith Lee's wife was just not having it. She was not with it. But hopefully Taraji apologized afterwards, and they got on about their day. I don't think he's talked about it. So
in all honesty, all of y'all are doing too fucking much. All of y'all. The people that are mad at Keith, the people that are mad at Taraji, all of y'all doing too much. At the end of the day, Keith and Taraji are in two different worlds. Yes, they are both very well known, but two different worlds. Keith Lee is a viral food reviewer, very well known. And if you're into UFC fighting, you probably would have known him before that. But he is mostly known for his food reviews on TikTok and whatnot. Meaning, like every other social media influencer and content creator, his audience are people on their phones, on social media, scrolling and watching content. Taraji, who is very, very famous, is a working actress. And she's told us before that a movie can take up to 6 months. She's booked 6 months for one movie. And I'm sure, depending on how production goes, she's worked on shit longer than that. And because of that, I don't take Taraji to be someone who's really social media savvy. Someone who knows all the popular influencers and who's hot on what social media app. And although I personally don't know her, I would assume that when Taraji does have some downtime and she gets on her phone, maybe goes on social media, food reviews aren't the thing that she's running to her phone for. I don't think she's going on TikTok to watch food reviews. So it's not an outlandish or some crazy offense that she doesn't know who Keith Lee is. Now, people are making the argument that Taraji is the host. She should have been more prepared if it's a scripted thing and she knew that she was going to have to address Keith Lee in the audience. She should have been prepared and know who he is. And to that, I'll say yes, there's some validity to that. I can see that argument being made. However, I think y'all are not taking into consideration all that goes into hosting an award show. Taraji has to announce people, give information, do a bunch of outfit changes, all while making sure the crowd is still having a good time. And yes, award shows have scripts to make sure everything runs smoothly, but they also have things set aside just in case something like a performance is taking too long to set up or they're having technical difficulties, things that the host can do to engage the crowd, buy some time while they're trying to get shit figured out. So while it may be slight, there's a chance that this whole skit was something last minute that they threw in to buy some time, and Taraji wasn't necessarily prepared for that. And whether or not that's the case, I feel like this whole thing is really production's fault more than anybody else's. We don't exactly know if this little skit was something that she had a bunch of time to prepare for. And if Taraji didn't know who Keith was, she damn sure wasn't going to know who his wife was or the fact that he was married at all. But at the end of the day, as a human being, Keith Lee had every right to feel how he felt. His wife had every right to feel how she felt. And to my knowledge, Taraji took accountability for the mistake and apologized. It's really the Keith Lee stans who for some reason can't grasp that there's a world outside of social media, so someone may not know who Keith Lee is. And the Taraji stans who are calling him sassy and trying to comfort him and his wife for having a human reaction over a misunderstanding and a genuine mistake. It's y'all. It's y'all. At the end of the day, it's y'all. And this video was already too long, but that was it. That was the message. It's really y'all. Neither Keith or Taraji did anything to deserve the heat that y'all are giving them, and all y'all are doing way too much. Let those people be. For real.
Regarding the Keith Lee and Taraji P. Henson moment, first of all, it was an honest mistake. Taraji P. Henson wasn't trying to disrespect Keith Lee, and she certainly wasn't flirting with him like in a real way. She wasn't disrespecting him or his wife. So I'm gonna need people to stop with that bullshit. Standing on business. What? Secondly, not everybody's gonna know who Keith Lee is, okay? When you're a successful Hollywood actress like Taraji P. Henson, you probably don't have time to be all up on TikTok that much, following the TikTok stars. Third of all, if Jordan, I think that's his name, the guy who does the phone in the mirror thing, if Jordan wasn't mad about the situation, then Keith Lee, there was no need for him to react the way he did. Like, imagine being Jordan, on par with Keith Lee, just as TikTok famous as Keith Lee is, and he's being mistaken for Keith Lee. Imagine being him. If he's not having a hissy fit, then why is Keith Lee? And the thing of it is, you don't even have to be a huge celebrity to not know who Keith Lee is. Like, honestly, like, I know Keith Lee's name, but I've never seen him in real life. And so if I cross paths with him on the street, I wouldn't recognize him. I wouldn't know who he was for two reasons. Like I said, one, I've never seen him in real life. And two, he's not Taraji P. Henson. Are we understanding anything here? Like, no offense to TikTokers. Do I have to say it? Come on. And this is why I don't jump on the whole TikTok worship thing. I don't believe in celebrity worship either. So even though I love Taraji, I don't follow her on social media either. You know what I'm saying? But I do love her. But like, I don't jump on the whole TikTok influencer worshiping thing. I swear to God, it pisses me off to see a TikToker with millions of followers following two people. Nah, I'm good. If you come on my FYP, you'll get a like. I support you. I'm happy for you, honestly. But at the end of the day, you got in that room because of TikTok. And while we want you to be recognized in every room, like, we wish you well, we wish you the best and the most success, Keith Lee, we want you to get into those rooms and be recognized. You're not there yet, bud. So maybe calm down, because you never know what people like Taraji P. Henson can do for you to get you into those rooms and help you be recognized. I'm a seriously hot-headed, reactionary, outspoken person, okay? I rub people the wrong way all the time, but even I know that posting a video like that, petty-ass moment with that petty-ass caption, was a bad look. It was a bad move. Nobody's trying to cancel Keith Lee, so I really want people to not like go crazy and exaggerate and make a bigger deal out of it. But people should be called out, you know what I'm saying? Like, when they've done something disrespectful. And to the men who are saying that she must have been drunk, like, come on. You don't have to be drunk to make a mistake like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. If Keith Lee hadn't posted that video, people would have laughed at the moment and been like, oh, Taraji's so cute. It wouldn't be a problem at all. He made it a problem because of his ego. That's what it was about, ego. Yes, you can still be a God-fearing man and have an ego. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk, the whole, like, I'm so humbled by that. The ego. The mask slips eventually, okay? And that's, once again, why I don't believe in celebrity worship. And I definitely don't believe in, this whole TikTok famous thing. I love me some Taraji for real. Like, she worked her ass off for years without blowing up on social media or TikTok. Worked her ass off. So we're going to give her the respect and the flowers she deserves. That's all I'm saying.
What do you guys think about the clip, and what do you think about what these people are saying? Clearly, we all can agree that people are on two different paths. There are people on the side of Keith Lee saying, yeah, it's so good that he stood on business, and it's so good that, he just threw away the rose. And there are some people on the other side that it did too much. Like, he should not have just discarded the thing like that and posting it and saying, your name is always going to be mentioned in the room. Like, it's giving people mixed reaction. There are people saying that, oh, Taraji P, like, she's over 50, she doesn't spend that much time on the media, so this mistake is like a very honest one. Like, she has apologized and you should just let it go. Doing that video was unnecessary. I think the video has been deleted. Like, doing that video was unnecessary. Keith Lee is doing too much. And there are some people as well saying they're blaming the people who support him for making him feel like an A-list celebrity, which I think is actually too much. He's a very kind, no drama person, so people are expecting him to just take it like that and not react. People are allowed to feel the way they want to feel in certain situations. You can tell that his wife as well was embarrassed and she felt a certain way. So she probably felt embarrassed. Like, if you guys are going to invite me to a place and you still don't know who I am, at this point you might as well just take your flowers back because I don't want them. I think that was what he was trying to do. This person said, I understand both sides, but for her to be hosting this was rehearsed. She would have known at least. Another one said he was being honored with a rose for his work, which is philanthropic. If the people honoring you don't know who you are, why keep the rose? So let him. Exactly what people are saying. You invited him and still don't know who he was, so why exactly should he be keeping the rose? Another person said, I think the issue was they downplay what he do as a food critic. I don't think this is true. The lady on the red carpet made a statement about she's glad to see him outside of his car doing food reviews. Another one said, definitely an excuse. She has a hair care line and stir up drama about opera and color purple. She knew who the F he was. Another person said, I blame you all for making him feel like a hair list. He is a TikTok celebrity, and Taraji apologized. I thought it was peaceful and godly. Because someone is peaceful and godly does not mean that they cannot react in situations that they do not feel okay in. I'm not agreeing with this comment at all. Being peaceful and godly does not mean that you should not, be able to stand for yourself and stand on your business and what you stand for and speak for your name anywhere. Because you are godly and peaceful doesn't mean you should allow things that could be prevented happen to you and just, go with the flow, accept it that way. Another person said he's not mad she did not know who he was. It is because he respects his wife. Like Taraji P. Henson literally flirted with him in front of his wife. That is another point that people are talking about as well. That is another moment during the BET award that people are talking about. Another person said, I feel like it was mad that she called him fine and said, give him my number in front of his wife. It does not play about his wife. Yeah, we all know Kitty does not play about his wife. The last one I have here said, I think it was rude because it was in the script. She should at least research a little bit who he was before the show. At least know what the man looked like. After Kitley's wife called her attention, she was still like, talking to the other person that she was talking to before. She wasn't like no eye contact, no, it felt embarrassing to be honest. So maybe that was the reason why he threw the flowers away. Let me hear what you guys think. Do you think Kitley's reaction was too much? If I'm able to get the video of his reaction because it has been deleted, I am going to add it. Just basically recorded him throwing the flowers away with the caption, my name will be mentioned in rooms like that. So some people are saying that's too much, it's taking it too deep. I'd like to hear what you guys think in the comment section. Let's continue this conversation there, and I will see you guys in the next one.